Oh, okay. Hi. I'm Trevor. I'm from RPI. I have an idea. So, idea: terraform Mars and Venus. That's it. Doing this. Why, you might ask? Well, we have a serious problem. It's called overpopulation. 7 billion of us on the planet. World can only ideally sustain 1 billion of us. It's not good. So the entire goal is to hopefully repopulate Mars and Venus with our excess population of humans. This is a better idea than genocide, because genocide is heartless and kind of frowned upon on society, and also ideal machines that are 100% efficient, which would ideally solve the crisis, don't exist and probably won't exist according to science. So, how to terraform Mars? Well, the logical first step would be, okay, we need an atmosphere for Mars. Well, sorry to say, but Mars is far too small for an atmosphere at this point in time. Everybody knows that. That's why it doesn't have life on its planet right now. Although it has proven, through research, that it did support life at one time, which means that Mars's mass is close enough to the threshold mass of supporting an atmosphere that is large enough to sustain life. Yeah, that. So, in order to do that, we need to add mass to Mars, logically speaking, to get the atmosphere that we need. So, in order to add mass, Mars has 2 moons. Using nuclear weapons that, in a constructive fashion rather than killing ourselves with them, we can use them as rockets, propel them into the moons in such a way that they cause a spiraling motion into Mars. This way, as long as we get them in perfect synchronization so they hit opposite sides of Mars, we won't knock off Mars off its orbit around the sun, we won't be killing ourselves with nuclear weapons, and we will be increasing Mars's mass. All good things. So, now that Mars has an increased mass, next step is to actually physically add an atmosphere to it, because at the current moment it does not have an atmosphere that is great enough in order to support this sort of life. So, in order to do that, we need to get an atmosphere from somewhere. It's not just going to make itself. So in order to do that, we need to go over to Venus. Venus has the densest atmosphere that we have ever seen, and it's close enough to mass on Earth that it could conceivably also sustain life. But it's too toxic at the moment because there's too much CO2. So, we get droids, send them over to Venus, and using vacuums and the ideal gas law idea, they import most of the gas, well, not most of the gas, but gas from Venus, and then using plants, convert this CO2, this primarily CO2 atmosphere, convert it to oxygen, send it on its way to Mars, and then gradually increase the atmosphere in Mars with oxygen, maybe a little bit of nitrogen from Earth, depending upon how that will affect us. Obviously, self-preservation is the key, and eventually, also ideally, we could even convert Venus's atmosphere to a less toxic environment, so we could also repopulate there. That's the idea. Good talk. Holy crap.